get a lot of really creative ideas for dates.
Yeah.
When we do these second date updates. And today we have another creative idea. It's from a dude named Spencer. He emailed the show for a second date update today, and I read his email, and his date was creative. He planned to bore his date to death.
What?
At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Oh, okay.
Boredom, a boredom date. Who knows, you know? People get bored enough, they might hook up with you just to do something.
Okay.
You know? Just out
Last
of sheer
resort.
boredom.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Spencer, how are you?
I'm doing good, but I don't know if that's a fair assessment of the date.
Well, it never
Well,
is when
yeah.
it comes from Jubal, just so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
we'll get another assessment from everybody else in a second. But first of all, what's the girl's name that you want to call today?
Her name's Mary.
Mary, okay. And why don't you tell everybody about your very boring date with Mary?
Well, my creative date with Mary
There you go, Spencer.
was, thank you. Yeah, it was something I thought it'd be different. I decided we'd go to a used bookstore, kind of pick out books for one another based on.
Oh my gosh,
sorry.
Jubal.
Sorry, Spencer.
People, I mean, I know it's hard for
Let me
you to
interrupt
believe, but some people actually like reading.
You should try it. You should try it.
I should try it, but I can't because I don't know how. Thanks for throwing that in my face,
Yeah.
Spencer. Okay, so you went to a used bookstore.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell a lot about a person based on the kind of books they read. So I figured we could, pick out a book for one another.
Now, but that can be a lot of pressure on a first date because you want to come off smart, right? So you don't want to go and pick out what you've actually been reading.
I mean, I just wanted it to be kind of something fun. I didn't necessarily think it had to be pick a book that's going to change my life or
Okay.
anything like that,
Okay. You took the pressure off. It was lighthearted.
Yeah.
And the idea was to pick out books for each other. So you gave her Getting Naked for Dummies, and she gave you what?
She actually gave me the Kama Sutra.
What? For real? That's the book she gave you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, that's awesome.
What'd you end up picking out?
I ended up picking out the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Okay.
It's all really about mindset, how you carry yourself and how your mindset can actually lead to success.
All right.
Okay, so a motivational book. That's cool.
Or a self-help
Yeah.
book,
Yeah.
however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But still,
I mean, it's cool, or it could have been offensive, like, oh, do I look like I need help?
yeah.
She didn't act that way. I mean, when she gave it, she's like, oh, cool, this is cool.
Yeah, and what'd she pick out for you?
She chose the first Twilight book in the series. Yeah, she said it was kind of like, for her, it was kind of a good escape book. You know, she loved the fantasy and
Totally.
everything that was involved with it. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've read it, and I agree with her. It's just fun.
Yeah, and I was like, it's kind of a counterbalance to my choice. So I thought we'd be a really good match in that way,
So did you guys just sit there and read your books and then hug and go home? Like, was that...
No, there was a kiss, and then we left. No, I'm just kidding. We actually, I'm just kidding. We actually went, afterwards, we took our books, we went to a little, cafe, had some food. We kind of
Okay.
talked about our books and got to know each other a little bit more.
So it's
Okay.
like an impromptu book club with Spencer and Mary.
It was good conversation, I'll tell you that.
Well, and it's a pretty smart first date because it's an easy follow-up for a second date. Like, you have a reason to contact her other than just asking her out.
Well, that was the plan until what happened at the end of the date.
Uh-oh.
And what happened?
Well, everything was going great. Things were kind of winding down. Mary said she had to go. She said she had a great time. She gave me a hug and said, look forward to getting together again soon. And then she left, and then I kind of looked over where she was sitting. I realized she had left her book there. I was like,
Oh, no.
crap.
Oh.
That kind of defeats the whole follow-up thing. So I just grabbed her book, and I tried to run outside to see if I could catch her before, she had gone. But
Was
I
it raining? Was it raining when that happened?
It wasn't raining at the time, no.
Why
Oh,
is that your?
okay. Yeah, in my mind, I pictured you running out in the rain after her with her book and then standing there as the
Just
rain.
screaming her name.
Yeah.
It's very romantic, both of you.
Wow, Jubal.
No, that's not what happened. She was gone. It was like the waiter thought I was trying to leave without paying the bill, so
Oh, no.
they started getting all weird on me at the restaurant. I mean, I went back in and paid it, but it just like a big scene had been created at that point.
Yeah.
So it just got a little weird at the end of the date, and then I tried to reach out to her via text, and I haven't heard anything back.
And have you texted her like, "Hey, I got your book"?
Yeah. I was like, hey, I got your book. Love to come bring it to you. nothing.
So, Spencer, why do you think she's not calling you back?
Honestly, like, the only thing I can think of is, like, maybe the date was too creative and she just, like, maybe fell for me real quick and just, you know, she doesn't know how to handle it.
Really? That's
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah,
She could have
that's-
fallen in love and just been, like, not comfortable with it.
God, between you and Spencer, you guys really have this romance novel thing handled. I mean, with these two storylines.
There's a lot of optimism.
Yeah, you know, I'm an optimistic person, and that's just why, you know, kind of why I contacted you guys. I feel like, you know, we get her on the phone, and I feel like the truth will really come out in that moment,
Okay.
that we can have another date.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, and then get chapter 2 of your second date update.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It was a dark and stormy night. And it was a dark and stormy night
Okay.
All right.
when it was a dark and I'm never going to make it in this business.
Sound it
You're not
out,
going to
buddy.
make it
I'm
past
sorry,
a couple of
I-
words.
I'm having intro block. I can't think of how to intro this segment correctly. It's kind of like writer's block, and since we're talking about books, I guess it makes sense, Spencer. You've gotten in my head.
Well, it wasn't actually dark or stormy, but
Well, okay, so now even the beginning of my intro is screwed up. The few words that I had right before I got intro block, Spencer.
sorry about that.
Hey, Spencer's
right.
got date block. That's much worse than intro block.
Yeah.
There's another term for that.
No, okay.
If you're just tuning in, Spencer is on the phone for a second date update. He actually took a girl named Mary out, and they went to a bookstore, and they both got books and recommended them to each other. Then they went to a cafe to eat and talk about those books. But at the end of the date, she took off from the restaurant and left her book behind, and Spencer hasn't heard a word from her. We're about to get her on the phone and find out what happened. Anything else you want to say before we do that, Spencer?
I mean, it's just, we had a really great time. Like, she's awesome. I don't know what happened. Like, we really kicked it off, and I really kind of want to find out what the deal is, why she hasn't responded.
And I feel like if she thinks that that date that you took her on was boring, then good riddance. Because that's an awesome date, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for like a 90-year-old. They would love it.
No! All right.
All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mary?
Speaking. May I ask who's calling?
Yes, you may. Thank you for asking, Mary. My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Are you guys doing like a fundraising thing or something?
Well, I do have
be
a
awesome.
GoFundMe that I'm going to...
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mary?
Speaking. May I ask who's calling?
Yes, you may. Thank you for asking, Mary. My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Are you guys doing like a fundraising thing or something?
Well, I do have
be
a
awesome.
GoFundMe that I'm going to ask you to donate to later, but it's some personal stuff. No, the reason I'm calling you is because we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update.
What does that entail exactly?
Well, that's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then you end up not